What if I told you that this soap dispenser once cost taxpayers $1,000? I mean, you'd call me crazy, right? Well, this isn't a joke. The US Air Force was upcharged almost 8,000% for each one of the soap dispensers inside their C-17 airplanes. This is a great example of how public money disappears in plain sight. Every year, billions of dollars that are meant for infrastructure, hospitals, education are lost due to shady contracts, legal loopholes, and in general, just public mismanagement of funds. While this mismanagement has many forms, I have studied 3 specific cases that I want to share with you today. The first one being embezzlement. Embezzlement is when government officials take public money for personal gain. Overcharging, which is when a government is charged more than normal or necessary for different products and public services. And the third one being cronyism. Cronyism is when someone you know or someone outside of the government deals with the government and benefits from public funds or government contracts. In many developing nations, embezzlement has become a big problem. Government officials take taxpayer money and use it for basically whatever they want. A good example of this is the president of Nigeria. Nigeria is a country that has been struggling for decades, but the people in power have never looked at the people. He chooses to ride around in this. This is the president of Nigeria's private plane, and this is the president of Nigeria parading around his country and showing people where their money is going. This is a Mercedes that costs over $100,000, which he used to parade around the city while his people were dying on the street and dying of hunger. How does this make you feel? How do you think this makes the people of Nigeria feel? Horrible. Now, this doesn't just happen in developing nations. The United States government is as guilty of mismanaging its people's public funds. For example, this soap dispenser, as I said before, it cost the United States government $1,000 each soap dispenser. In total, it was a loss of almost $150,000 to put soap dispensers inside these planes. How is this fair to the people of the United States? This is a clear case of overcharging, which is the second type of public mismanagement that I am studying. A developed nation like the United States has been shown in studies to waste almost $23 billion a year on wasted spending of public money, which is taxpayer money that could be going to people in need. This is a clear case of a government that does not care about its people and does not care how the funds made by those people are managed. When talking about cronyism, we can take Malaysia as an example. Malaysia has been a country plagued with corruption scandals. This is one of them. In 1998, Prime Minister Mahathir, or rather his son, had a company that was millions of dollars in debt. Instead of filing for bankruptcy, they opted to do what any filthy rich person would do. Call up the national oil company that this man manages and use it to buy his son's company, which exempt him from his debt. This basically means that the people of Malaysia helped the Prime Minister and his son solve a big problem which they caused and completely relieved the son of the Prime Minister from any repercussions. And who benefited? Only them. That taxpayer money that funds the things that Petronas does went to no one but the people standing at the top. Now, you may be asking yourself why I chose to study this and why this matters to me. In Panama, the country that I live in, we deal with the mismanagement of public funds every day. As Panamanians, the headlines in the news every day show us how our government is mismanaging our funds. From this government official did this with public money, or this government official embezzled this amount of public money. It gets tiring, especially knowing that that money that is being mismanaged by the people in power could be used to help people like this man, a homeless man on the street, or these children that have no access to education, or this little girl that is being vaccinated in a makeshift hospital instead of a real hospital that could be paid for with taxpayer money that instead is being used by the greed of those in power and the people who mismanage our public funds. Developed and developing countries alike have the potential to be much better than they are, but countries like Panama are plagued by corruption, and this stunts our growth. And whether it's embezzlement, overcharging, or cronyism, the ultimate losers are the people of the countries themselves. Corruption and the mismanagement of public funds thrive in silence. That's why we can never stop asking, who took the money?